So today we're going to be installing an aftermarket stereo on this IS300. So I've been needing to upgrade the stereo for a bit now. Every timing the people at Atoto wanted to send out something for me to check out, so I was like, you know, why not? But before we get to seeing what they sent me, I apologize for my garage right now. It's kind of messy. All this is after, if you watched the previous video from here, I helped my friend rebuild his car, so there's just leftover parts and stuff everywhere around the garage. It's pretty messy, so apologize ahead of time. So let's see what they sent us in this box. So people at Atoto sent out some decent stuff. First off, we have a rear camera, we have a front camera, the screen itself, which is the Atoto X10. I'm excited to check this out. I also sent out 2 more accessories. Unfortunately, it got lost in the mail. One of them is the TPMS module system, which plugs into this car right here. And then the other one is a Bluetooth OBD reader for your car. So both can integrate it to this screen right here. So let's get into unboxing this screen. Of the screen is the X10 G2B7E, so I'm assuming 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. Extra wire, one of the USB, got another USB dongle, SIM adapter, antenna, the Wi-Fi, the radio harness. Yours won't come already with the connectors. I went ahead to save time on this video. Things that I need for this video is amp bypass harness, single double DIN trim, connecting different ways, pins, whatever, wire stripper, whatever your flavor is for connecting the wires, screwdriver, trim tool, electrical tape, 10mm socket, extension, things you don't really need, but it's some extra wire just in case, wire harness tape, or felt tape. Big thing I want to say first is that this video won't be a full in-depth of how to do everything. Example is like how to take off the trim and all that stuff. There's a bunch of videos out there. I will point out things but I won't actually show you guys like the full in-depth video of taking it apart. Video is mainly focused on the installation of the radio and also mainly the wiring part and bypass. From my senses of looking around on the forum and groups and all that stuff like that, a lot of people tends to have a lot of problems with the wiring itself and get really confused, and it is confusing. So I want to make this video clear as possible for you guys. I made a chart or diagram labeling everything ish, so hopefully whoever watching this can kind of figure out how to do your own screen. Don't focus so much on the color part. You need to understand what each pin does on the harness. Now I went ahead, made connectors to here. Disclaimer, you don't have to do connectors like this. You can do it however you want. You want to solder it on, twist it on, use a butt connector, clamp it, whatever you want. This is just mainly for me and my reasoning of doing it. Another important thing, depending on which harness you get, I need to remind you that every head unit is different. They have their own harness, different types of wiring. This one has everything labeled already. Went ahead and skipped the part of the dismantle, but if you want a quick review of how to do it, it's 2 bolts up top for your nav or your storage or your cubby, 2 more up top, 2 more at the bottom here for your whole AC controller and OEM harness. Unplug those things. Should have some plugs in there. Mine is an 01, so I have 2. Yours probably can be 1. Mine, the red wire back here, that's for the OEM nav retrofit stuff. If you haven't seen that video, links down below. Take out the storage area. You just pull on the side here and it flops down, and at the end there's 2 pins in each corner, and that's able to tow the whole thing. The main point for this is to get access to the amp right there. The amp location is going to have 2 bolts to unbolt. One up top here and the other one at the bottom, which is this location and up there location. I took out this one here too, so I can have room to pull this back, and you pull up the weather strip here too. Once you get to that, there's 2 plugs you need to unplug, and then on these little holes are the wire harness clips back here. You just push them in, pull them out, and then you don't really need this anymore, so you can put this somewhere safe. So the main point of this is to test your harness. And anything, my advice is anything electrical related, always unplug the battery, just in case. You never know. I hate doing electrical, so you gotta be safe. I have everything plugged up. I'm gonna go plug in the battery. I'm gonna turn on the car, and we're gonna see this boot up. First boot up. So after the long first boot up, this is what you see. Overall, very responsive. We'll get to the nitty-gritty of the screen, but right now we know that it powers up. All we need to do is add into my phone on here and play some music to test the speakers. Phone is paired. Now time to play some non-copyright music for you guys.
On this 12 personas, know we had to take the risk. You want to spot and take a shot, don't give a fuck about no miss. We in the field. We in the field, but I'm in the end zone. No, I can't lie. Good as a friend, but she in the friend zone. Look at the score. I'm sorry, little brother, you know you can't win. Win like a knockout. Knockout punch like take when I aim at his chin. So we in the back of the back. Last name Dripper, so you know I get drippy. You ain't on my side.
Test our harness and to make sure that everything working fine. We get to the part where we can make this thing look more nice. I am using again this like wire harness or felt tape to make this wire harness look a lot nicer looking. So this is where the OCD, ADHD of me came out. Finished the wire harness, wrapped the whole thing. Way cleaner and nicer. You got the time, do it. I recommend. I mean, time to put the dash kit on here. So this is how I routed my wire so far. I went from here, ran up here with this other harness that's already here, this black box that was the housing for the main harness from the amp and stuff. I just kind of pried it open enough to leave a gap so I can slide my other harness right here, which is mine's right there. All clean, and it's all the way to the back there. And then I have it, everything pretty clean overall. That's my wire setup. Is see that black, and then it goes up all the there, and that's pretty clean. Can't even tell there's a friggin' aftermarket wire harness in there. So everything back together. Let's just do a quick test to see everything works just fine. We're gonna put it in reverse camera. Front camera, reverse camera. Everything works. Have everything completed and it's working. I hope you guys can install your own aftermarket stereo. All the wiring should work. I hope it was easy enough for you guys to follow. And I know a lot of you guys get kind of confused with the wiring part, but just take your time. Everything will be okay. It's actually kind of simple enough if you just follow the pin diagram. So this part of the video will be, I'll be showing the features of the Atoto X10. Here we go. I want to say that I've had this unit for about a week or so now. So I've kind of went in and changed it to kind of how I would like it to be. But since it's an Android unit, you can change almost everything. I've changed the background, the app layout, all that stuff. So this is going to be different from what you are. But essentially, I've changed out the bottom too. Essentially, you click on the middle right here and you get all these apps. The assisted, aux, Bluetooth, built-in SIM, Chrome. Since it's an Android unit, you can download the apps. There's Netflix here if you want to. I won't go too deep. One of the things cool about this unit is the system app update, where you can connect it to your phone Wi-Fi or your house Wi-Fi or anything, hotspot, and you can actually update new software just straight to it instead of having to do the USB stuff. So I went in and essentially I have my YouTube app if I want to play YouTube while I'm driving. And then this is the TPMS app, which I'll explain a little bit after with my little accessory. And then I have the front camera app, which I had to install. And then the rear camera app. These can be accessed anytime while you're driving, so I just have it there just in case I want to see something. But then you go on your Bluetooth. This is for your phone stuff. At the same time, this is where you connect your, your phone here. And then this is just for the recording purpose. If you have a USB, that I'll explain a little bit later. And then one of the most important thing is your EQ. This is where you can change your setting and all that stuff, and this will come in handy when you upgrade your aftermarket speaker, or right now you can adjust how your sound is. I have the radio working. Fortunately, I can't play because it's coming to our music, but simple enough, play, next song, volume. You can do the volume here too, power button, you click this as the menu, microphone. Pretty simple. It's actually pretty fast and responsive since it's an Android unit. I can literally just here, wallpaper, widget. And you have all these built-in widget. And again, you can add whatever you want. One of the accessories they got me was the TPMS, which is, I have it right here. I plugged into one of the dongle on the side. And all it is just this unit and then the little TPMS sensor valve stem that you can put on your car. And what it does is it reads it. You go through a little setup here, just changing the temperature, Fahrenheit or Celsius, and then you have your adjustment of high pressure, low pressure, and what type of pressure. I have a PSI because I'm at the US. But right now, since it's an old car, I have TPMS on my car, which I can see that it's a little high, 40, 41, so I might have to turn it down a little bit. But it does that. Also, it has this setup where, and it's an alarm, pop-up alarm and sound alarm. So if this ever goes under or higher than my low or high pressure, it will go off and will let me know. And it will just pop up during the screen, and then whenever I want to check my temperature while I'm driving or something like that, this will pop up. So it's kind of like having that OEM system, but in this aftermarket unit. So this is actually worth it because this car doesn't have TPMS sensors. Thing was the OBD dongle, Bluetooth dongle. I already plugged it in over there. What you do is beforehand you go to setting. You go to system Bluetooth down here. And then you just add the OBD, torque, and this app gives you a bunch of stuff. Example, trying to see if you can see. You can read the fault codes. There's testing result, graphing. There's different things like real life data stuff. So right now, I have my rev, the car's not on, speed not on, acceleration same, throttle, it's the power is there signaling. There's other settings you can go like add, there's a lot. Even out of 0 to 60. It's like, so one of the main things right now, I have a check engine light on my car. What we can do is come to here, doesn't fall up, we'll let it scan. Once it's done, it will pop up all the codes that you have. Unfortunately, I have one code. It is a P0440, aka EVAP emission control system problem. If you know this code for the IS300, you know it's a pain. That would be a hint future video thing, but it keeps popping up for my car. But at least now I have an OBD reader on the go whenever I want. I just leave it plugged in or leave it in my cubby here, and whenever it does, something happens, boom. I don't have to worry carrying about. I don't have to worry to carry OBD reader with me. But yeah, let me turn on the car and show you guys live data stuff. Right now, since it's a cold start, technically, RPMs are high. You have the throttle, you have your vacuum. I mean, I'm sure I can go in and change and add what I want, but yeah, it seems like it's working.